Good morning. It is Monday, September 25th, and that means two things. It's the one after our annual convention. I want to thank everyone who made it out. I want to thank everyone who sponsored it. I want to thank everyone who shows up next year as well. Otherwise, it's time for the Lighting Industry News Brief, brought to you by KeystoneTech.com and their traditional slim wall pack. It is traditional in the sense that it fits the same length and width of a wall pack fixture, so you don't have to repaint anything or get any stucco out. But it is also slim in the fact that it is half the depth, which is great for not hitting your head on things. It's also great for your shelf space. It is light made easy. That is KeystoneTech.com. The link is in the description. Into the news, the U.S. Department of Energy is offering $400 million in energy code support for state codes to improve commercial building energy usage. We hope, maybe, probably a bit. Layoffs at Wesco are being reported. There are some insiders now emailing around about substantial reductions in the Energy Solutions Group. iWorks has been sold to Bucas, which includes 4 architectural lighting brands. The U.S. Lighting Group has begun a third-party audit of their finances due to a disagreement with their previous former accountants. AMS Osram has just received $300 million in subsidies from the German government for semiconductor work. For sale right now, an entirely unnamed company is also seeking to unload a entirely unnamed RBGW product line and business unit. It's currently worth $2 million. That's what the bid's at right now. But if you want to sneak in $2 billion in $1, or sorry, $2 million in $1, you could maybe have a whole product line. You too could be a manufacturer. Panasonic has new grants, specifically STEAM scholarships in New Jersey. Freight costs are on the rise. Prices will be creeping up over the next few months. Linus is expanding their rare earths facility in Mount Weld. The ESA has lost 12% of their workforce to strikes. That's an Ontario SUP job action. The IALD has named design winners for their 40th annual anniversary. That was streamed on the 13th. Ledvance has announced the Loop, a brand of circular and sustainable fixtures. Musco is named a top workplace based on an employee survey conducted by the Top Workplace PR firm. Leviton has won a pair of cabling awards from Cabling Installation and Maintenance Innovators. In rep agency news, LTVS has picked CBC for Sunlight 2, and component distributors will rep for GRE Alpha. In legal news, WAC has filed a ITC complaint against Minka and Visual Comfort. 30 products are alleged to breach 3 patents. A jury in a retrial of Epistar versus Lowe's has found in favor of the lighting company to the tune of $1.8 million. Elios has been accused of abusing EU funding. This is a Hungarian company owned by Viktor Orban's family, and they are accused of manipulating municipal street lighting bids to their benefit. SkyX has secured 5 patents in the international scene, and Phil Paxton, tragically, upsettingly, drove his car off a broken bridge. His surviving family is suing Google Maps over incomplete and out-of-date data, as well as the local government for poor lighting and signage for a bridge that has not been in service for 10 years. In events and webinars, the IES Street and Area Conference has announced a schedule. Full list of sessions is up now. The IES Toronto is hosting a gala on the 9th of November, but if you can't make that, you can attend their 3-day Fundamentals of Lighting course in October. NY Controlled is opening for registration. You can buy your tickets right now for the November 14th event. We also have a webinar on the 28th of September, so a couple days out, from the IES and the PNNL about germicidal UV and whether it's still a thing that matters, now that the thing that is going on is over. It's over. In IoT news, Autoni has merged with Lighttrace. As part of the announcement, they pushed out an update that made all of their Bluetooth products cross-compatible. more details, more compatibility, more everything coming. The US DOE has published a report on connected lighting and energy. This is a new white paper on decarbonization and connected buildings. Leviton has partnered with Nextivity for a new cell network deal. Dolly's Lighting Awards is seeking submissions. If you have an award-winning project or product, you can submit that until the 30th of November. Razer, maker of gaming accessories, has entered the smart home market, specifically with RGB bulbs, strips, and lamps that will be compatible with their Chroma line of extreme cool gamer stuff. The UK has begun testing connected street lighting projects in 6 regions. In market predictions, we have 5% gains in decorative lamps. IoT monetization will be up to 25 billion, 6% expansion in battery-operated lighting, 150 billion for drivers in LED, 22% growth in security for IoT, 390 million for phosphors made of rare earths, 10 billion for emergency lighting, 68 billion for connected devices overall, 5% growth in medical lighting, 7% gains in marine lighting, and 10 billion for vertical farming. In R&D, Dortmund Tech has tested light meters to determine which light meters are best for a bigger study they're about to launch about the relationship between light exposure and myopia, which would be interesting. The University of Osaka has developed a new UV lamp. This is a deep UV germicidal lamp using a new waveguide. It seems nice. And Layer Picker has developed a box grabber that runs on AI. So it is a device that pulls boxes by the bunch off of pallets, and that's kind of cool. In darkness-related news, dim lighting at night makes Alzheimer's worse. Daylight savings time, which is coming up, does lead to more incidents where deer and automobiles do not get along. Please be careful. Pandas suffer from circadian disruption related to zoo lighting. Light pollution represents a genuine harm to all marine life. SpaceX is planning a new coating on their satellites to reduce reflectivity of the Starlink program. Cardinals and wrens are we're seeing that their eyes, their actual eyeballs, are getting smaller as an adaptation for light at night. Under One Sky, the IDA conference has announced their keynote speakers. We have seen that a reduction in light before bed does benefit pregnant women. The DLC's QPL has reached 128 products under the Luna designation, the one that's supposed to be friendly for light at night. We have a new call for lights out in Pennsylvania as they enter migration season. Fort Worth is now tracking bird strikes. Coconino County, Arizona, is going to modernize their already light pollution-friendly lighting rules. Boulder City, Nevada, showed off their new lighting. As you can tell, you might have remembered that they're working on a dark sky program, and they've got new fixtures for their streets that look pretty good. Heihuan Mountain Dark Sky Park in Taiwan is struggling with LEDs from nearby towns. New York City is just too darn bright, and Clayton, North Carolina, is seeking bylaw changes over one man's complaints about neighbors' lighting. It's pretty bad. In horticultural news, Fluence has partnered with Oak Fruit Land to improve yields of cannabis products. We have the U.S. Virgin Islands offering subsidies and scholarships in cannabis education as the islands move to legalize growth of cannabis for recreation. Signify and Wageningen. Signify, this is a hard word to say. I'm sorry, this is a very prestigious university, but I can't say it. It's Wageningen, Wageningen has extended their partnership. This is a new 10-year deal for research in horticultural lighting. In sports news, the Woodbine Racetrack, this is horse racing, in Toronto, had to cancel 2 races on Thursday due to lighting failures. And also in Canada, last Friday, the Rough Riders and the Elks played a lights out game on Friday. So Friday night, no lights. In recommended reading, the discussion of a China Plus strategy, a deep dive into IECC's 2021, 2 different recaps of ArcLight, 2 different recaps of the IES's San Francisco Expo. We have a case study of a Ferrari dealership, how to deal with lighting in a nation without lighting regs. Indoor farms are closing at and opening at similar rates, and why. How to clean your chandeliers like a pro. A reality check on federal decarbonization moves. You can create a luminous ceiling. You can use lighting to improve your at-home movie night. Cybersecurity for smart cities. You can reduce glare and improve shadows. We can have what we need to know about patent litigations and in the UPC. We also have better commercial experience with digital twins, an IoT topic. How is legal cannabis working out overall? And the horror of brightness, getting ahead of Halloween. In local news, Ohio State is adding more lighting. Stone Mountain, Georgia is going ahead with LED projects on streets. Boulder, Colorado is testing LED street lighting as well. Portland, Oregon is $80 million to spend on infrastructure projects. Arizona just added more than 2,000 energy and efficiency jobs this year. New Mexico, specifically Albuquerque, has grants for nonprofits. Maine has some recognition to offer to efficiency contractors. Richmond Hill, Ontario is beginning new infrastructure projects. Houston is showing off new efficiency projects. The I-74 bridge in Iowa did not light up this week for suicide awareness because the optics on a bridge being lit for suicide awareness are bad. That would be bad. Don't mention those two words together. I just did, but I'm doing it as a critic. If they did that on purpose, that would be terrible. New London, Connecticut has new home energy programs. Grand Prairie, Alberta is launching a clean energy program. And Toledo will be spending $500,000 to upgrade the lighting on a mural. Overseas, the Osaka Tower Sutenkaku signboard is going to LED. Africa is developing an e-waste problem after years of solar projects. Mexico has begun to promote connected buildings through construction regs. South African startup Live Copper has gotten new VC funding. Dachau has switched to LED on the streets. And the director of published works in Holland is calling for earlier street lighting as things get a little bit darker at night. In People News, Chuck Campagna has been appointed to the head of building solutions at Delta Electronics, moving up and moving across his parent company's business. The IES has appointed Craig Kauser as EIC for LDNA magazine. I was right here, guys. And I just kidding. I wish Craig well. And in things you can make, a small, scaled-down version of the Vegas Sphere. Anyway, I've been Scott Wachter. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for perusing the many deals at our sponsors. And thank you for considering joining NAILD. Otherwise, have a great week and enjoy this music.
I can see the look upon your face, all the questions you're asking. I can see the look upon your face, all this time is moving past me. Clouds roll in, circle the sky, and turns the sea